So, you guys like that? Still feeling that 7 p.m. excitement after the wait in line? You ready for some guests? I see a hat. I still see a hat. Okay, so we are so thrilled, pleased, excited to have the creative team behind this film. First, I'm going to bring out the screenwriter and director. It's so nice to have him back making films, Bruce Robinson. Welcome to the University of Texas.
Thank you very much.
And now,
John Wayne's coming.
John, you have to pick up your mic. It's the next thing that's in now. Okay. And now, the producer and star of the picture, Rum Diary, Johnny Depp.
Hi. How you guys doing? Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming.
We will talk for a little bit. They will have some questions here in the room live, and then if you look in front of you and below, there will be some texted questions from around the country. Everyone understand the drill here? And away we go. So, this is a crowd of students. Everyone here has really grown up on your films, Johnny. They're like your kids.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
He thought it was masturbation. Sorry.
But maybe... No, he didn't say a bad word. He didn't. He didn't.
But maybe they are...
mastication? Is that what it was?
Sorry. But maybe they are not as familiar with the work of Hunter S. Thompson. So you're in an interesting situation with this film because you've done something out of your feelings and your passion to try to make sure that that legacy continues with a younger generation that's more familiar with you than with him. And you recruited a fine director who hadn't worked in a while to be your collaborator on this. So I said ahead of time, it's a three-way collaboration, Bruce Robinson, Johnny Depp, and the spirit of Hunter Thompson. The question is, what is it, in terms of Hunter, that you'd like everybody here in the room to sort of take away from this film? And or what is it that you'd like them to think about acting differently after they see this film, which is really his origin story, to be precise about it. Because leaving Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is 10 years later.
Yep.
To give the timeline.
I mean, basically, if any of you can take anything away with regard to Hunter, walk away with something, understand that the voice that he eventually found, which was his own, was one of the most important and a voice that still resonates, I mean, still reverberates and ping-pongs around to this day and will continue to, and should, because the voice that he found was his own, and the voice that he had was one of rage, and it wasn't out of hatred. The things that Hunter wrote were not out of hatred or sort of menace. It was really more like it was a guy that cared so much that he had to rail against the authority that were, sort of pushing the world, back into its little corner. And Hunter is and always will be that sort of rage against, society or the machine or whatever it is,
And Bruce, do you want to?
Yeah. My view of Hunter is now and was then, you know, the dirty, rotten bastards who run this place were his enemy. And I felt an incredible affinity to him living in England, where obviously I do. And the first time I read Hunter S. Thompson, I thought, Jesus Christ, here is somebody who is like me in a sense. And I'm not Hunter, but I shared his passion and his rage for the crooks, you know, or anti the crooks. And so when Johnny sort of dragged me out of what you call retirement, which he did.
Basically the jungle.
He got me out. I mean, you know, I really genuinely and honestly never thought I'd ever make another film in my life. And then he was on my case and, you know, slightly following me around a bit and saying, you're doing this. And so I remember one day saying, all right, I will. The thing about Hunter is I keep getting feedback from here. Have I got feedback?
Feedback?
Feedback. I'm hearing my voice like I'm sitting over there in the fucking row J7 or something.
You want to switch with that person?
Oh.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, no. All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's better, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Can you hear me? He made me do it. He fucking made me do it. And I really genuinely had no aspiration ever to do it again. And he made me. He was on my case and sucked me back into being a filmmaker.
For both of you, what would Hunter...
That didn't answer anyone's fucking question, did it?
No, you did, and don't worry about it if you didn't, but you did. What would Hunter make of Occupy Wall Street, Occupy Austin, Occupy wherever you happen to be in the United States right now if he were alive?
Oh, dear.
As far as I'm concerned, I mean, it's the same, exactly the same in my country, in England. I am a complete, I was going to say an ascetic. I'm an atheist. I have no God. I genuinely don't have a God. But I would rather have a God than the deity of money. And what the problem is for all of us now is that we're kneeling to this bloody money, you know. And that I'm pleased to say is kind of collided with the movie we made. And
I'll second that. No, Hunter would be, I think, at this point in time, you know, were he physically here, he would be doing Snoopy dances, you know.
would he?
Absolutely. Would you like me to show you what that is?
Yeah, do a Snoopy
No,
dance.
don't. No. Please don't.
No, I mustn't.
It's just that...
No, because
it's
once
just
I
that-
start, I can't stop. That's the problem.
It's just that Hunter celebrated the morality of
I must
humanity.
have this cord.
Yeah, they've got.
Oh, I'm being bound here.
It's literally stapled to the chair, so that's not going to work. I think you got to swap. Here,
You have that one then.
I think you better swap back. Or
You have that one.
What is it gonna... Hello?
He
Hello?
celebrated...
Oh, it doesn't work.
Oh, all right.
Hello?
He celebrated the morality of humanity, and that is the thing that really stuck to me when Johnny asked me to have a go at this book. I read the book, and I can't write like him. I don't want to write like him, but I did feel that great engine of rage and morality that Hunter Thompson represented, and that's what I hope we got in our film.
And we did.
And we did. Did we?
Thank you so much.
Johnny, everybody loves... Well, I shouldn't say it that way. You were recently quoted in the current issue of Vanity Fair as saying, presumably referring to Captain Jack Sparrow, if people want to pay me the stupid money, I'm going to go ahead and take the stupid money. I assume that's partly because that enables you to do something like Rum Diary, something that's a passion project for you. Is that accurate?
I mean, basically, you know, when I said that, the actual quote should have been, you know, the stupid money should have been in quotations, because, I mean, let's face it, is a ridiculous amount of money that they want to pay an actor to go out there and pretend. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
ridiculous.
it's pretty ridiculous. So, I mean, I said that in a sense. It was like, you know, it was somewhat sort of, you know, self-deprecating in a sense, because I find it ridiculous. I find it stupid. I find it stupid that they spend that much money on these movies. You know, I really do. I find it quite absurd. But so the quote was, if they want to pay me that, if they want to give me that money to do this stuff without selling out, or without, you know, giving away any sort of degree of integrity, or you know, it's just for a character that I invented, okay, or I play. Cool, that's fine, and that goes to the kids, my kiddies, and there's nothing wrong with it. What are you going to do? Say, oh, you know what? I'd prefer half that. I'd really rather not. You know what? I'd rather not have that, actually. I'll do it for free. Why would you? Why would anyone?
But does it empower and enable you to be able to do something like Rum Diary and be a producer as well, which I think you maybe are doing more of?
Most definitely. Listen, I had my entire career was based on 20 years of failures, essentially. You know, from Crybaby to Edward Scissorhands to Ed Wood to Benny and June to whatever. I mean, these were not like groundbreaking, money-making, you know, huge Hollywood things. You know, Hollywood, the powers that be in Hollywood were sort of sitting on the edge of their seats, going, "Is his movie going to make money? You know, this time, is he going? Oh God, will we have to put him on the list?" And they never did. You know, and it wasn't until like Sleepy Hollow made, I don't know, a few bucks for them. And then Pirates happened, you know. And Pirates was essentially when Captain Jack Sparrow came into my life. It was 2003, and it was like sort of any other character I'd played. You know, it was the same process, the same whole thing. And then things have been weird since.
Let me rephrase one last time, but would you like to do more of this, or is it just a confluence of extreme circumstances that makes you want to do Rum Diary and Honor Hunter and work with Bruce, or is this like, now?
No, absolutely. Listen, there are things that you feel great passion for. Certainly, the Rum Diary. I mean, it was born, you know, out of a cardboard box that I opened up in Hunter's basement in 1997, and now we're, you know, what are we, 14 years down the line or something, you know? And we finally got the dough, got the dream, and got it made. So that is a great passion, and it's really wonderful to get there. When you do things also like The Libertine, which is another great passion of mine, there has to be some sort of balance, you know. I mean, and you also have to be able to take a swat back at Hollywood. You must, you know. You must sort of keep, when they accept you, you got to sort of say, no, I must infiltrate the enemy camp. I must dive into something, you know, deeper than what you've got. Our monitor is giving us a question. I'm going to go over to this, but I have to ask you one last thing about those earlier days, since What's Eating Gilbert Grape was actually shot here in Austin. Thank you. Yeah.
And it's a film that's held up remarkably well. What's different about Austin between then and now?
I actually don't recognize it anymore, you know. It was such a long time ago. That was 91 or 2, or something like that. Yeah, Austin has most definitely grown up, you know. When you go around 6th Street, you go, oh yeah, okay. I have some semblance of memory of this. But yeah, when you get around the outskirts, it's really grown up, you know. It's become a kind of, it's really spread out. But I had a great experience here and fell in love with this place all those years ago, and made great friends. From Gibby Haynes and the Butthole Surfers to Bill Carter and his wife Ruth, and I've always loved this joint.
So.